The most simple process is cover crops in the summer. Cover crop means you throw seeds of legumes, pulses, other kinds of dicotyledons and monocotyledons mixed up, because you're not trying to take any crop from that. It just covers the soil and it does its activity. When in India this was a common thing. If you've grown up on farms, you would know it's a very common thing. People will use it like fresh vegetable a little bit, and maybe sometimes their cattle will eat it. Otherwise, when the time comes, they'll just plow back the whole thing. Every year, 1.5 to 2 inches of humus would get back into the soil. This was one way of ensuring it never collapses. All farmers in this country were practicing this till about 40 years ago. Suddenly it's gone, because scientific advice we are giving them, all right? So one thing is cover crop. On an average, to give subsidy for seeds or to distribute seed to the farmer for just cover crop, which need not be hybrid crops and all that, local country seeds, it will just take 450 to 600 rupees per acre. Every government can easily do this, there's simply no question. So this is the simplest way. You can only go for small farmers, or you can go for the whole country, depending on what kind of budget. It's not for me to say that. The finance ministry in the country and in the states will decide. Center can only recommend and offer some kind of budget for the states, so that state can take a more active thing, because the geography is in the hands of the states. The next thing is, there is something called as carbon credit market in the world. Last 7 years we've been trying very hard to get carbon credit for our farmers who have transformed their lands, but we have not been able to be successful. Even 1 inch movement has not happened, because it's like a maze that you can't break. So then what I realize is, these things are created for industry. The same thing is being applied for the farmers. It's simply impossible to fulfill those conditions. Because if it's an industry, you can go look at the chimney, what smoke is coming, measure it, and arrive at some, parameters. But a farmland is not like that. If you measure early morning, it'll be one way. If you measure after the sun comes up, it'll be another way. Moist, humid day, it'll be one way. Dry day, it'll be another way. Nobody can measure this. But general parameters are available internationally. So we have to come with a thumb rule way, which is not perfect way of doing things. But if you go for perfection, you will not do anything. This is the important thing we need to understand, because it's large-scale farming, and it's 60% of the population. 3% organic content, if you put back into the soil, what is the carbon sequestration that's happening? There is some kind of a study, some average you have to arrive at. By thumb rule, if you have this much, you get this much money. That kind of carbon credit we must do. We have appealed to the Prime Minister, we are appealing to all the Chief Ministers, we are appealing to the corporate leaders in the country to crack this, and also the international bodies we are pushing this, so that unless farmers get carbon credit, right now there is serious debate in America that farmers should get somewhere around $80 to $100 per acre for carbon sequestration. So if we get $100 here for the people, because it's international market, if you get $100 per acre, it will make a big difference for the farmer. So that is the second level of incentive. The third level of incentive is, being mango season, let me use mango as an example. So if mango is growing in less than 1% organic content soil, what kind of micronutrients it has? And if it is growing in 3% organic content, what kind of micronutrients it has? There is enough science to tell you that. So if this much extra micronutrients you get, what is the kind of health benefits you have? What is the preventive health benefits you have? What is the lowering of stress on the medical system, the healthcare system in the country? The gain in mandates for the nation. Healthier populations are always more productive and more creative. So how the state and the nation will gain? All this data is there, we have to put it together. So if your 1% mango sits here in the marketplace, 3% has to sit here. You may have to pay 5–10% extra for this, but instead of eating 3 mangoes, 1 mango will give you the same nourishment. Suppose my farm is 6% organic content. Now my mango will sit on a higher shelf. Right now if you go to the market, they will say this mango is organic. What is the other one? Is it inorganic? Is there such a thing? So I'm saying it's just a marketing term which doesn't mean anything. When you say something is organic, is there something else which is inorganic? There is no such thing. So it is important that we specify that This is coming from 3% organic content, 4%, 5%, 6%, whatever it is. And we have already established, manifested this with over 130,000 farmers, that if you raise it to 8 to 10% organic content, your irrigation requirement will come down to 30% of what you're doing right now. If you're using 100 liters of water, with 30 liters you can manage. This will be one of the most serious benefits for the nation and for the world, because water stress is coming in a huge way.
Good evening, sir.
అందరికీ ఒక విజ్ఞప్తి, ఒక్క నిమిషం అండి ప్లీజ్.
Hello, sir.
సమయం మించిపోతున్నందువలన ఇంకొక క్వశ్చన్, తర్వాత మన మెయిన్ ఈవెంట్ ప్రారంభం కాబోతోంది. దయచేసి ఇది ఒక లాస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ కింద తీసుకుందాము. దీని తర్వాత మనకి బయట ఆ ఈవెంట్కి వెళ్ళడానికి లారీ బస్సెస్ కూడా ఉన్నాయి. సో దయచేసి ఇది లాస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ కింద ఉంచుకుందాం. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
My name is Sachin Prasad from Deccan
Where are you?
Chronicle.
Where are you?
Here.
Oh. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sir, I want to know how much faith does Sadhguru have in this project, given that high-level political deliberations have failed to even come to a conclusion regarding net zero emissions on the other side, and you have met like big-time politicians of the world. How much faith do you have in this project of becoming a success? I mean, I see it's written 100 days, 30,000 kilometers. What after that, sir? Thank you.
You're talking like a religious person. It's not a question of faith. It is a question of a plan and to implement the plan. And this is not the Gita or a Bible or Quran or something like that. This is a handbook, a technical handbook. So will they do it? 100% they will do it right now. Because tell me, if you are a political person, if 60% of the population says we want this, will you do it or no? I'm sorry? That's all, you will do it. That's
Yeah,
all.
I'll do it, sir. I'll
Yes,
do it.
that is all we are doing. We are not just doing this, we are… Right now I want to tell you this. About 2 days ago we have the numbers, our social media metric. Without WhatsApp, we are not able to measure the WhatsApp. Without WhatsApp, we have touched about 2.8 billion people. What we were aiming at is 3.6 billion people. We are very confident we will get there. 3.6 billion people means it's 60% of the world's adult population. 5.26 billion people on this planet have franchise. That means they have the power to vote. If 3.6 billion people across the world say we are concerned about the future of the soil, we are concerned about the future of our children, you think the politicians will just sleep on it? They will not. So I'm saying we have proper signed MOUs with most nations, 74 nations. Others are also looking at the handbook and they are studying that. They will take a little bit of time. Do I have faith in them? I have faith in human intelligence. It will act. Will it act too late or no? Depends on you. Depends on you. I'm saying you as an individual citizen and you as a journalist, it depends on you. Because will you awaken people, or will you go on talking cynicism of, oh, it won't happen, it won't happen? What is this? Why will it not happen if people want it? If people want it, it will happen. And who doesn't want it? Everybody wants it. You said fossil fuel emissions. This is why we want to separate soil from that. Fossil fuel emission, people, teenagers can come on the street and shout. But can you stop it? Right now these lights are burning. Doesn't matter what you know about it or you don't know about it. For these lights to burn, something is burning somewhere. Coal, oil, nuclear, something is burning, isn't it? Does it burn just like that? Does your camera work just like that? Does your phone work just like that? No. Something is burning always, isn't it? So all of us are partners in this destruction, knowingly or unknowingly. The only way around is all of us become partners in this solution. You should become a partner in this solution. Don't think, no, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to target you, I'm just… Unfortunately, this trend is there in the country, so I'm saying, do not think there is some great intelligence in finding fault with everything. There is great intelligence in finding solutions, not finding problems. Hello? We must exercise our intelligence, because on this one thing, we must come together. It doesn't matter. Your religion, your caste, your creed, your political ideologies, your nationality, your race, none of these things matter, because all of us come from the same soil. All of us are thriving on the same soil. When we die, all of us will go back to the same soil. This is a unifying factor. At least let's use soil as one common denominator when we are constantly finding fissures as to how we are different. Isn't it important we also find common denominators as to how we are same? Save soil is that movement. Thank you very much.
ఒక చిన్న విజ్ఞప్తి అండి, ఇందాక మీకు ఇచ్చిన హ్యాండ్అవుట్లో ఈ పుస్తకం ఈ కాగితాలు ఉన్నాయి. అందులో 3-pronged అప్రోచ్ గురించి కూడా ఉంది, దయచేసి చూసుకోండి.